development of our forest and wildlife resources. I joined the Forestry Commission about 30 years ago. At the time, the only challenges we had were artisanal, small-scale, illegal mining in reserves. And Aprapama, which we all seem to be talking about now, I mean, I was a district manager in Bekwai, and as far back as 1995, we were arresting people there on a regular basis. But the impact was relatively small. The dark holes, they go in and kind of around Odahun, Kobro, etc. Now, around 2013, 2014, all this changed. When I think around 2014, the first batch of illegal miners were arrested with excavator in the Aprapama Forest Reserve, some Chinese and Ghanaians. And then this continued into 2015, 2016, and the rest we all know. Currently, I think in May, we made a presentation at the Meet the Press. Out of our 288 forest reserves, 34 of them have issues with illegal mining. A number of them with excavators. I think since May, 2 more have come to join, so we are now around 36 forest reserves.
36.
As a commission, you know, we are not trained soldiers. We go to school to learn how to conserve, how to protect to an extent. But the war, and I'll call it a war, has gotten to a point where the commission is not adequately positioned to fight the challenge, because you have armed gangs, armed groups, who, unlike before, where the forestry team comes over, will flee, are now prepared to engage them. I mean, I'm sure you've all been hearing or heard the news, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, where there was a shooting incident around Mankransu in Ashanti region, in the Disiri Forest Reserve. These are officers who had gone to enforce law and order. They saw an excavator and they were demobilizing it. And then out of the bush, they were ambushed, with a gang coming with knives, guns, shooting at them, and they had to defend themselves.
And who were behind it?
It's difficult to say. I mean, I believe in that particular case, some of them wanted us to believe they were actually conducting, how do you call it? Community mining.
Okay.
Of course, that cannot be. You know, just last week, you also heard about a situation where a chief at Mansi and 9 others were arrested at the Anyasu East Forest Reserve near Diasu, Bibiani Forest District. You know, and sometimes you wonder how these things have been allowed to fester for this long. You have a Forestry Commission who, until last year, November, at least had the support of the military to be able to engage these armed thugs. Last year, November 1st, the military detachment was withdrawn. So, I mean, I'm the executive director of the Forest Services Division. It's my
But
task.
just so we know, on whose orders?
I wouldn't know. They were
The Forestry Commission was not communicated to?
No, we're told they were undertaking some exercise to clean up the system because there were some lapses. And they are not back yet. We've been persistently asking for that support. So sometimes you feel like your hands have been tied behind you and be thrown into a river asked to swim. And as responsible leaders, it's sometimes very difficult to throw your men out there in harm's way when you know they are not well equipped. What we have are forest guards who spend 3 weeks at a military camp to undergo some military training. That's basically all. And you have some of these people who are really well armed and, I mean, to the teeth. You know, so the commission is doing a lot. I can tell you that since January, through the efforts of our forest guards and these rapid response teams that were trained, 83 excavators have been demobilized in forest reserves. Indeed, we've gone to court to even seek a court order to have them conscripted so that we can sell them as scrap. We have arrested 198 persons since January, out of which we've been able to get 24 convictions.
All in our forest reserves?
All in forest reserve. All I'm talking about is within forest reserves.
Forest reserves, okay.
You know, we have different structures that have been demolished, generators and pumping machines. I mean, these are guys, I mean, I will always doff my hat off for them. And the recent operation at Mankranso, which was quite well circulated. I mean, they almost lost their lives. I mean, it was a face-to-face, tussle where some guns were taken from them. People tried to shoot at them. It was such a close combat.
Okay.
So the commission is not resting on its oars, but we need support. We need support. We need the support of the military that our taxpayers' money is funding.